I was quite on a big size. My weight was really tremendous. I had a problem after my heart surgery. I had my both legs swollen. I hardly could walk properly.
I've actually lived like 25 or more years, with a very heavy build. At its peak, I think that was around 2020. I was around 160 kilos. The risk of like diabetes, hypertension, or even high cholesterol really kicked in and kind of scared me a little bit.
During my enlistment period when I was at MINDEF, that's when they actually took the blood pressure and they actually told me, how are you still alive? You should be dead, your numbers are so high. So they actually kept me there for 2 hours to retake my blood pressure at least 4 times. So that's when, okay, so you are too heavy, that's why your blood pressure is too high. My heaviest I have been was about in 2019. I was at about 176.
Weight loss leads to a lot of health benefits. Their chronic disease profile all improves, so their diabetes improves, their high blood pressure improves, and a lot of their arthritic conditions like the joint pains, the knee pain, ankle pain, all improves dramatically after weight loss.
Having a kid, I need to be able to move around with her, play around with her. I wasn't able to move around with my daughter as much as possible. Like she started crawling, I couldn't get down on the floor and move with her. She's not a walker, she's a runner. So from crawling, straight away started running already. So I wasn't able to run after her. I couldn't even jog. Like I take a small few steps and I'll start panting a lot, I'll start sweating a lot.
I couldn't even bend properly to carry even a small little thing. I was pretty heavy. I hardly could help the house chores that much. I can't even do even simple mopping that much, or even standing and cooking too long, and my both legs get swell up.
I've tried everything. I tried exercise, I tried dieting, but there's recognition that I can't do this on my own. I was getting hurt very easily, constantly getting twists or like sprains. So I was out of action for a really long time and I had to suffer through that anyway. There was some improvement, but it's not drastic. And eventually when I consulted with the doctors, the panel at Sengkang General, they too recognized that I could not do this on my own. Having lived such a long time with that massive build.
A patient can consider alternative therapies other than diet and exercise in situations where they're too heavy. They experience difficulty in exercising because of this constant dragging sensation of a heavy tummy. Also in some patients, because of their weight, they experience a lot of pain in their knees, a lot of pain in their joints. So that also limits their exercise. And another group of patients, they just don't feel comfortable exercising at all. They feel embarrassed about the excess weight. They don't feel comfortable wearing exercise clothing or even going out and joining group exercises. So in these groups of patients, I would highly recommend considering alternative therapies aside from just exercise and diet.
Bariatric surgery is surgery to help patients manage their obesity. In general, we do this by 2 methods, either changing the stomach shape in order to restrict the amount of food that the patient can consume, or we replumb the intestine so that it changes the amount of food that the patient can absorb. And in general, we would expect a patient who had bariatric surgery to lose about 25% of their total body weight.
A lipectomy essentially is removal of skin and fat. And for patients with a very heavy, overhanging tummy, that gives them a lot of discomfort, we actually remove this overhanging excess skin and fat. That does away with the problem of this heavy tummy giving a dragging sensation, and also alleviates the problems with rash in the skin folds.
After the surgery, and since my grandchild coming on, taking care of the baby, holding and feeding, even changing diapers, I think should be no worries now. I feel lighter. I feel much more lighter. I lost around near to 10 kg. All my old outfits, all I can fit in now. That's the best.
Today I live in a walk-up apartment. The stairs are completely unavoidable, right? So going up the steps used to be a pain. I would try to avoid them no matter what in the past. Today, I'm able to fly up them like with hardly any issues at all. So that's a day-to-day transformation. To me, it was very, very worth it, right? I regained my confidence and my mental health drastically improved.
It does give you a chance to start afresh, and also opens you up to new activities, new opportunities that you never thought were possible before. After Bernard went for the surgery, one of his big accomplishments was actually hiking up Mount Ijen, which previously we were not able to do. So I think that was a personal victory for him, and it's one of those intangibles that you really will treasure lah. It was only after I was diagnosed with coronary artery disease 2 years ago that, you know, when meeting with my cardiologist, he recommended that I lost weight. The weight had crept in over the pandemic and all that, so that's when I started to seriously consider, you know, going for the bariatric surgery. You know, knowing full well that he had gone through it, and also the support that the full switch team was able to provide to patients. I think that really made a difference for me.
I was at heaviest as 176. After my gastric sleeve, I actually lost close to 60 kilos. After the skin removal surgery, I lost another 4 kilos. So now I've total lost about 68 kilos. My blood pressure has actually went back to normal. I don't have high blood pressure anymore. I'm much more active now. I'm able to walk at least 10,000 steps a day. I'm able to go down on the floor and get down with my daughter and play. I had never played in the playground for many years. I think the last I played was in primary school or secondary school. After this surgery, now I'm able to climb up the slide, I'm able to go down the slide. She makes me do everything.
So many patients will express fear and hesitation before surgery. Most commonly, they fear what people think about them after the surgery. Some of my patients have commented, their relatives say that, oh, isn't this a shortcut? You know, are you doing this for vanity reasons? But you know, I remind them that, you know, they're doing this for themselves and for their health.
Most of these procedures are day procedures. The patients go home after 1 or 2 days, and there's adequate painkillers given, so patients feedback that the pain is usually very manageable. In fact, most patients do remark that this is one of the best decisions that they have made in their life, that this weight loss journey is something that is worth it.